Okay, hello, hello, hello. Damn, 16 people waiting. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. Nobody in chat? Is that true? Is this thing on? Probably not. It never seems like it's on for 30 seconds, and then when I go to like watch it back, I'm like talking to myself the whole time. Okay, it looks like I'm live. Still no chats though. Suspicious. Okay, wait, we got Steven saying it's on. Hello, man. Or Stefan. I don't know. Stephen Curry. So yeah, probably Stefan. But yeah, how's it going? I missed a week, but I am back on the live streaming grind. A few new mice, etc. Chronic, hello, Xavier, Nono, Charles, Gyat Lover, Kevin, Chim Richards. Okay, now we got many people. Oh, it is Steven. Incredible. How's the HTS2 too small? It's pretty much just a directly smaller Hot ES. Like, so if you enjoyed the other shape, but you wanted it smaller for some reason, probably what you're going to want. For a fingertip mouse, I find it so weird because it just flares out so, like, intensely towards the back. It's just, like, an odd shape, in my opinion. If it was just straight, flat sides, I'd like it a lot more. And for claw grip, it's just less accommodating than the old Hot ES shape was. So it's really just... I mean, if you want a smaller Hot ES, it's perfect. If you don't want that, probably stick with the Hot ES. I saw they did make an updated 8K version. I don't have that. Yeah, there we go. I see that Lamsu Atlantis Champions Edition. Yes. And I'm also, like, my video on this, I'm only using this with 1K hertz polling rate for some reason. The reason is that the two cables I have for my wireless dongles don't fit with the Lamsu dongle. I was just lazy, and I'm turning that laziness into experimentation. So, I mean, this has been pretty good so far. Not really too much to complain about. Best glass mouse pad. I enjoy the Glassworks Kazumi a lot if you want something like smooth and speedy, but it's just not something I recommend for Fortnite. I enjoyed the Skypad 4.0, but I gave away all of my copies except for like one of the anime ones, so I don't know. I need a new one of those, but there's really like, I don't know, the Glasspad game, I wouldn't recommend buying like 10 of them the way you would a cloth mouse pad. Maybe other people don't do that. Do you think I should buy the GPX2 for like full retail price? I mean, it's not a great deal, but it's just such a safe, like, staple mouse. That's the phrase I used in my Valor mouse video. Kevin Liu, thoughts on the VXE Mad Art? I think that they won't fucking ship me my unit. That's what I think. I don't know. I ordered one weeks ago when I was first being harassed about this mouse, and it just, like, I think it left China recently, but, I mean, I don't know. It's just an AliExpress mouse. I'm not like all the other reviewers that get these Chinese mice sent to them. It's pretty crazy. Are those the Jade Airs? I picked up the Obsidian Airs. I mean, honestly, X-Ray Pad is on a generational mouse skate run right now. They're fucking changing the game. Like, everything they use is just incredible. Or everything they produce, rather. The purple skates, these green Jade Airs, they're great. They're not too different from just standard Jades, but I don't know. X-Ray Pad, they've been doing good. I really recommend, if you're just interested in like testing mouse skates, like buy one of their mystery packs. You get like 200 skates, like 5 separate packs. It's just like they'll solve the mouse skate game. I've moved off Finalmouse, been using the Viper V3 Pro since I got it. I mean, if you have larger hands, that honestly makes sense. I mean, Finalmouse, it's great for fingertip, but I mean, Viper V3 Pro for claw, it's great. But my fucking white one, it died. Did I slam it? Did I drop it? Only myself and God know the truth, but the wireless functionality stopped on it after it made some contact with a hard object. It works wired, but I've never seen something like that. And that was an early unit, like a pre-production sample that I bought on eBay. Like, it wasn't sent out by Razer, so I mean, that's kind of unfortunate. But now I have the this Gengar one, which I got sent by Razer, and it still has like the side popping, but to a much lesser extent. I haven't been using it, but I mean, it's fine, honestly. How's the Hot ES2? I spoke about it at the very beginning of the stream. It's just a directly smaller Hot ES shape, so if you found the Hot ES too large for claw, this will be better for you and like really provide the same profile. For fingertip, it's not bad, but I don't like the way it flares out so much towards the bottom of the mouse. Like, just look at how aggressive that is. I also do have maybe the most brain-dead mouse skate combo. I don't know if anybody's caught this, but I'm experimenting. That's all I'm going to say. I'm experimenting. Mixing and matching mouse skates is the next big thing. It's, like, unironically not bad. As long as everything's, like, the same thickness, there's something there. That's all I'm going to say. There's something there. Arbiter Kitsu thoughts? It's not a bad product by any means. it didn't wow me. And I don't, like, some reviewers are getting wowed by it, but it seems like, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't really give me any reason to use it over a Finalmouse, but it's very good. It does have some flaws though. Like it should have a better coding. Should have like a totally redesigned side button positioning if they do decide to like make a larger version. Like it's just no good there. And the post travel needs to be minimized on the clicks. But these are minimal things. But it's not a bad mouse and it's built very well. Considering getting a Sora V2 good for big hands and claw grip, it's not great for big hands. Like, if you have, like, over 20 by 10 hands, you might want to get something with just a bit more, like, presence to it besides the back hump. Is higher than 1K polling necessary in your opinion? Definitely not necessary. Is it noticeably different? Yes, but it's not, like, a game-changing difference. Like, I can pretty much get... Like, I test polling rate head-to-head in aim trainers a lot, and there's just not a significant difference in scores. Yeah, I don't know. Did Gwolf send you a review copy of the HTX Mini 8K? No. Gwolf has... I think Gwolf's Jim is in charge of sending out all the review units for Gwolf's, and he's just, like, AFK right now, so nobody really knows what's going on. Also, I'm sorry I'm, like, missing a ton of chats. I'm, like, spending way too much time on these chats. I'm out of form. That's what happens when I miss a stream. Does the VXE R1 Pro supposed to have RGB? Please stop spamming this question. For the love of God, no. You can just see that. Like, what? Is a Type 99 closer to a used QCK than a Zero? It's smoother than a used QCK. That's like just one thing you gotta consider. It's a very smooth pad. I've been using my Type 99 a good amount. Yo, Baked with the 5 doubloons. Appreciate that. Random, but does 4K, 8K really make a difference? Would you consider those to be a standard? Absolutely the standard. It does make a difference, but it's not like a requirement. But I have been, I don't know if you heard the beginning of the stream, fuck, this water bottle's gonna like fall down, but I've been testing this Lamzoo Atlantis Mini Champions Edition only on 1K polling, and my like it's just still been fine in my testing. But if you do have a shitty monitor, like straight up, it just doesn't matter. Polling rate doesn't matter. Just get a better monitor. Like I can't be any more straightforward. Thoughts on the VXE Mad R? Somebody asked this before, and I think that they won't send me my unit. I mean, I wanna get it in hand, have some proper thoughts, but my unit is just, it's stuck in transport. So if you order one, I don't know where people are ordering them from, if they have it already, or if it's just review units getting sent out. But I don't think VXE/ATK likes me. All of these mouse companies, they don't like me. How French are you feeling using the Zwyoo pad? It's honestly, it's not terrible. It is, there's some interesting things about it, like the stitching is straight up like not good, like it's just an outdated like level of stitching. It is just a standard natural rubber base, and it is the first few days I'm using the pad, but it is a really quick cloth surface. I don't know if it's just like a coated pad and it's gonna slow down, but it is much faster than just kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting like an inked gaming pad. Wait, has there been audio from my stream this whole time? Is that... what the fuck? I just realized my stream's been playing. Is somebody talking in the background? We can hear... for like 10 seconds? Okay, it just started? I was, that's crazy. Yeah, my stream was still playing and it had audio. I guess like when I was spinning my mouse, I somehow turned my stream on. Okay, we're good now though. What do you think is the best light small mouse with no holes for claw that has the best build quality? I don't know. There's a good number of them around the 40-gram weight range. It's really a good question, though. No holes. I like the Maya X, but you said small, right? This doesn't really fit the small. Thoughts on the Atlantis Mini Champs? It's good. I mean, it's the best version of the Atlantis Mini I've tried, but a lot of the times, like, these mice, they exist, and they just keep getting revised. I expect them to get better during the revision. Mice like the Akitsu. What's the question there? What is the best ergo mouse? It's a good question. There's so, like, one of the best values is probably like the X-Lite series. The Death Adder V3 Pro is still my favorite ergo. Like, nothing's topped that. The Death Adder Hyperspeed, what do you guys think about that? Does anybody use that? I feel like that mouse, like, it came out, but it kind of seems like it fell off. Did you see the zebra purse on Twitter? I did. That was pretty incredible. Somebody offered me, I couldn't tell if they were being serious, but they offered me a zebra skin hat in exchange for like a WL mouse. And I didn't think they were being serious, but would that be wrong to wear? I feel like it would be, but it does seem kind of hard. I use the Hyperspeed. It's so good. I love it. Okay, I guess people do use it. I just didn't really notice it that much. Any recommendations for 22 by 11 hands? I use relaxed fingertip. I mean, Viper V3 Pro could honestly be a very good option if you haven't tried that. You ready for the Purple Frost OP1? I'm ready for these fucking wireless mice from Endgame Gear to release. What happened to those? Didn't people say that there was going to be like an OP1 4K or something? So to you, the Pro is better in the hyperspeed shape-wise? Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned that in my review. For me, at least, with larger hands. If you tried the Deathfire V3 Pro and you're like, oh, I want a smaller mouse, obviously get the hyperspeed. But it's just like, it's too big of a downsize for me, personally. Biggest mouse that you recommend? Once again, I mean, off the top of my head, probably the Deathadder V3 Pro. There are larger mice, but not, like, really popular. Harp Ace Pro, I mean, it's a decent one. What happened to the Finalmouse ULX always being available? I want to be on the record, like, I claimed I never thought that was going to happen, but it really seems like, I have no idea what Finalmouse is doing. We do have some, like, Finalmouse experts and staff members in the chat. What is their, like, next drop? Been a bit, but have you gotten an MSR Luo to try? Nah, I have not. I've not been getting many new Mousepads recently. I'm just, like, kind of sitting on a stack there after review. We need the Magnesium X-Lite and the Tachi to release. Yeah, Pulsar has, like, fucking 1,000 mice about to release, and none of them are releasing, so that's really all we need. Produces in batches. Yeah, but, like, when's the next batch coming? It's just, like, I feel like there's been no info. Custom Pulsar mice is my endgame. Yeah, it's going to be a really good feature. Why is there so much Superlight hate/slander? It's a great mouse. I don't know, because when you ask people, there's like no substance to it. It's like, you're like, why is the Superlight bad? They're like, oh, it sucks. It's a terrible shape, and I just don't get it. Superlight Super Brick. True. Will you go to Razer? What does that mean? Is Razer like a country? Switch mouse. ULX competition releasing in early to mid-October has solid sides. Interesting. Incredible. Launda Glaze Ultra Plus waiting room. I was under the impression I was going to get a sample of that, like, I feel like a month ago at this point. I don't know what's going on with the Wills products. But honestly, testing the Ninja Rat Mats, that has been the most fun I've had testing hard pads in a while. VXE R1 Pro or G Pro Superlight? Like, for me to actually use the Superlight easily. The R1 Pro is a better value. Is ATK a good brand? I'm surprised how good they are. I don't love any of their mice, but I think the updated batches are going to be better. But just in general, they're good prices, but they're just worse versions of other mice, in my opinion. 4K hertz and 8K hertz, worth it? Why people just ask this question so much? I just gotta make a video on it at this point. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where you can test it for yourself, because there's no definitive answer. Like, you ask this with no context. You might have a 144 hertz monitor. Like, obviously, it's not going to be worth it then. You might have a terrible PC. There's just, I mean, yeah. I want Maya X in black. I did. It is going to release in standard colors. When I made my review, I was under the impression that it was only going to be the Fnatic collab, but there is going to be a standard color one, at least a white, and most likely a black. Glasspad tier list, please. I feel like I just haven't tested enough, because, like, the last thing I want to do is make a tier list, and people are like, oh, what about, like, 20 pads? And I'm like, oh, fuck. But yeah, it's weird, because, like, none of the glass pads I haven't tested are probably any good, but people are going to ask about it anyway. Skyrock's V8 review coming soon? Yeah, I have 2 companies sending me it, so it's like, they're going to race, I guess. That should get me a unit quicker. I did the math. It's like, there's a 50% less chance of something fucking up in the shipping process, which always seems to happen. Is the ATK F1 Ultimate worth it, since they apparently fixed the creaking? If I try a unit and it feels rock solid, then I'll say it's worth it, probably. But even so, it's not a shape for me, but for you fucking Atlantis mini, like, Sora V2 people, it probably is a really good shape. Is the VXR1 Pro still good? Yeah, the Mad R is, like, a newer version that might be a little bit better, but those aren't quite as, like, readily available. Like, does anybody in chat have a VXE Mad R? Or is this just one of those mice that's, like, I just get asked about it. Nobody has it. Top 3 mice for fingertip? I don't know. It's a good question. For me, the number 1 is the ULX Small, but that's so similar to mice like the WO Mouse, Beast X, the Arbiter, or Kitsu. Like, those are in the top sphere, but, I mean, I don't know. I don't enjoy actual fingertip mice. Yes, I have one. Did you order it from AliExpress? Like, I just don't get it. How do some people have the Skyrock V8 as well? And also, are they actually a sub-brand of Lamzu? I see that, like, being thrown around like it's a fact, but I just don't know if it is. Like I haven't seen any proof of that. And I asked them, and they ignored me, and they said okay to another message. So fuck, I don't know. Sora 8K dongle not even out yet. I'm convinced there's some like conspiracy against Ninjutsu, and like China's just griefing them, if I had to guess. AliExpress, but find a real seller. My first got canceled. My unit is on the way. It just took like too long. But yeah, the AliExpress mice game, it's just not for me. Like I don't want to fucking wait a month for a mouse. Like people have just been asking me every week. I'm like, I don't know. I can't make the unit move any quicker. Is that the Champions edition in the background? Loving mine currently. The optical switches are nice. Yeah, it's all around good. I've been testing it on 1K exclusively, so I haven't been getting the latest and greatest tech, but I mean, I'm pretty much experiencing that on the Maya, so not missing out too much. But yeah, weight feels good. The shape, it's a bit too small for me, but I can still manage it better than I can for claw grip some other shapes. Will you review the HTX Mini? Yeah, whenever I get my hands on it, but I can tell you now, it's not going to be a positive review. I'm going to be like, this is the fucking worst shape ever. If you close your eyes, can you imagine a Viper Mini wireless with the old shape and no holes? Yeah, easily. But that's not what we have, sadly, with the Viper Mini Seg. Beast Mini, decent for 16:9 hands. For claw grip, I still wouldn't recommend it. Like, it's not the right kind of shape. I mean, maybe if you'll enjoy it, but for fingertip, yeah, it should be fine. Harp Ace Mini thoughts. Again, similar. I mean, so many mice are just in limbo. Like, Asus theoretically has 2 mice, that and the Harp Ace Extreme coming out, but like when the fuck are they coming out? They haven't reached out to me. I doubt they will reach out to me. Unfortunate. Damn, regular HTX is bad. It's just a shape I've always hated. Like I've always had a gripe with it, and I feel like I'm right, but you know, some people don't, so it is what it is. But the HTX Mini, it's gonna be worse for me. So, favorite aftermarket mouse skates? I don't know. I've been testing so many recently. Just X-Ray Pad Jades are my safest recommendation, but a lot of the skates from X-Ray Pad have been good. The purple Obsidians, the Jade Airs, standard Jades, they're all good. And then if you have a glass pad, the skate game is just a little bit different. I doubt Wooting is going to make a mouse mids. Zwyoo pad felt gimmicky. Is it decent? It's like a good surface. It might just be like a standard like coated cloth pad, so it's gonna be quick for now, but like develop some slow spots as time passes. But I don't really know that for sure. It feels fine. The stitching's a bit high, natural rubber base, and it is $40. I feel like at $30 they would have still had a like healthy profit margin. It's like a 450 by 400 pad. But I did see on the website that they say it's a limited supply to 20,000 units. I'm like, did they add an extra zero? Am I misjudging how big Zwyoo is? Like, let's think about it. Like, that's 2 times the amount as there were like ULX Asus. Is Zwyoo moving that many mousepads? That's fucking crazy to me. Is Endgame Gear XM2 Wii still the GOAT? I would wait for the new version of that mouse. That's still using a 3370, which at this point 3950 is pretty much the standard. Artisan Type 99 for Val, yeah, it's very popular. It's just a good pad for Val if you want something slow and controlled. A lot of the EDG VCT champions were using it. Zywoo is popping off since IEM Cologne. Yeah, I understand. I understand Zywoo's a beast, but calling something limited supply with 20,000 units is just it's bizarre to me. Or maybe it's like, they did say only 3 days to order it, so maybe it's like a pre-order up to 20,000 units or something. What dot placement should I use on the Viper V3 Pro? You can copy mine, and if you have some issues with stability or whatever, you can change it up. But at first I was scared that this was going to like fuck me over with the top of the mouse, but it really doesn't. And as long as your dot placement like isn't just brain dead, you'll probably be good. That's my opinion. Does the Maya X flare out like the OG, or is the front edge softer? It feels softer for like how I grip it. I mean, you can kind of look at it. And in my review, I compare the two. But it's definitely not anywhere near as much of an issue, at least for like how the shape feels in my hand now. Thoughts on the Wise Owl Cloud? It's a good mouse, but I feel like it's just a niche because it's a clone of an older shape. So if that's what you want to experience, it's the modern version of that. But for most people, it's just too long and just kind of like, just weird. It's not unusable, but it's just not a safe recommendation. Does dot placement even change anything? Of course. I mean, some people do like 3 dots. You can do 2 up here and then like 1 down here. That's going to feel much faster, much less stable. I mean, the good thing about dots is that you get like 40 in a pack for $10. So you can just experiment. That's one thing I always encourage, experimentation. Put dots on the end of each side of my Viper V3 Pro, so 8 total. That's whenever people like put a ton of dots on a mouse like a Viper V3 Pro or a Superlight, I just think like, why not at that point just get a standard like larger pad style skate? But it's not the end of the world. Thoughts on inconsistency / latency due to motion sync? At first, I was like, we go way back to when motion sync was implemented. It was on Razer mice, and Razer did well with their implementation. But then like every brand got motion sync, and then some of them started to feel off. So I just totally like, I became anti motion sync unless it's forced on. And I think it's better to turn it off. But I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things again where you just set the setting on, you'll get used to it. It's not going to make or break your gameplay. But there is slight amount of latency added, but it's nothing like major significant. Superlight or Viper V2 Pro right now? Viper V2 Pro, I wouldn't. That's kind of outdated unless you just want like a flat FK style shape. Can you do ITX case reviews? No. You would not want to watch me fucking review a PC case, I will tell you that. I just don't care. Like, somebody would have to pay me like $20,000 to review an ITX case. Even then, I'd do it for less. What skates do you prefer for the V3 Pro? I don't know. If you ask me right now, I'd say the Jade Airs, but that's what I'm currently using, and it's serving me well. But there's just a lot of skates that get the job done. There's less skates that are bad than are good. Thoughts on the Skyrox V8? It's another one of those mice I just want to get my hands on before I really speak about it, similar to the VXE Mat R. True or false, Lamzo is the best stock feed? I wouldn't say the best. On the Maya X, I guess it's because there's so many contact points, but something about these skates, they just play so controlled. I mean, obviously, dot skates versus pad skates, they're going to be slower, but just look how much faster like the Jade Airs are on the Viper V3 Pro. Did you share your thoughts on the Zeromouse V35? I didn't buy it, so I'm not really going to have too many thoughts, but it's just a shape that doesn't work for me because Optimum fingertips his mouse, I can't even fucking do it, like this, where there's like a ton of finger separation, when that's just not how I do it. So I'm not able, with the gaps in the shape on the Zeromouse, which I honestly don't understand, it doesn't work for me. So, do you do reviews other than mice? Yeah, mousepads and keyboards. But even keyboards, they bore me kind of because there's just like this craze over Hall effect boards when I've been, I don't know, if you've used a Wooting since it dropped, there's just nothing really game-changing in the keyboard scene. But I am using the Polar 75, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Like, it feels really good in Fortnite, but this happens a lot. I'll, like, test the A75 Pro, it feels really good. There was one other board that felt good, but then I just go back to the Wooting, I'm like, oh yeah, this is better, so I don't fucking know. But yeah, Wooting ADHD is the only keyboard I'm actually excited for. What's wrong with the Zwyoo Z2 shape? It's just like, it's too flat on the sides. There's just no like personality. It's too high. It just feels very like awkward and bricky in my opinion. How much mouse you have? I don't know. It's not about the amount of mice, it's about the quality of mice. And I give away a lot of my lesser quality mice, but at least 150, probably more. Rate the Steel GPX for 18 British pounds. That seems like a very good deal, presuming like it's working like new essentially. How many dot skates on Viper V3 Pro? I don't think you need any more than 6. You can work with 4. The more skates you get, the slower it's going to be dynamically, I've noticed. How do you think the HTX 8K will make a great fingertip mouse? If you enjoy it for fingertip, you'll love it, but I don't, so. You can just watch my, like, HTX review. Like, pretty much any video where I talk about the HTX, I just complain about the shape. I've kind of, like, wiped it out of my mind, and I'm sure when I get the HTX Mini, it's just going to piss me off, so. I don't know, I just don't really think of the HTX as a mouse. like on the market. Is the U2 still the GOAT for claw? It's still in incredible shape. There were these leaked like FCC filings that Zwyoo's making a refreshed U2, like an FK2 wireless, ZA13 wireless, and it's seemingly official, and maybe that'll drop like early 2025. That sounds fucking crazy to say. You look like you swim competitively. I don't, but I do have a cousin who was a great swimmer until he joined the military. I don't know if he's doing swimming anymore. Did you like the HTS2? I don't hate it. Like, for fingertip, I enjoy it. I think the shape would be better for me if it didn't, like, flare out so much towards the back. But for claw, it's just a little bit too small. But I am making some incredible progress in terms of, like, the next big thing in mouse skates. I'm just testing many different types because, like, you can swipe one way, get a bit smoother feeling, and then swipe the other way, and it's a bit more textured and controlled. This is, like, the fine-tuning that's going to change the game. What do you think about the G23? Is that, I mean, it's just, it has hot swap. It has that going for it. But it's just a heavier fucking GPX, and I'm a person where I draw lines, and a mouse at this point in time that's heavier than the GPX, it does have hot swap switches, but the clicks just feel like really cheap and bad. I haven't swapped them too much, but it's just like, it's a disappointing mouse. Yeah, it's a $39.50 mouse for like $60 or whatever. It's not gonna be terrible, but I just like, it's maybe the most boring fucking mouse ever. But yeah, that's that. Those are my opinions on the Incut G23 Pro. I will cover it, not in its own full review, but at some point I will speak more words about it. It's like 65 grams, so it's not even like the heaviest mouse, but it just feels so dense, and it's just worse than a GPX. So what am I supposed to say? Like, oh, it's worse than a GPX, but it might be great for you, person with no standards, poor person. Like, I just can't make a review like that. Are dot pads better for aiming? It's completely personal preference. If you want a more controlled feeling, I mean, there are still like controlled dot skates. I don't know. I've been pretty dot pilled after being a dot hater. No, my camera died. Hold on. We can look at Zywoo's Mousepad. Look at Zwyoo. My camera, it'll be back momentarily. Gotta give it a second to rest. What was I talking about though? How high are your expectations for the Skyrox V8? Pretty high. I don't know about the shape. I don't have much. I don't know. I just expect it to be good. Ideally better than the Sora V2. That's my bar for it. Pretty much like the ATK F1, Skyrox V8. It's like these mice just have to be better than the Sora V2. What is Zwyoo? He is a CS:GO professional, air quality aficionado. Skyrox V8's an X2H mini clone. Yeah, it still has to be better than the Sora V2. It can be better than the X2H as well. But I mean, the X2H, Skyrox V8's definitely lighter, but X2H at 70, not bad. Then again, you don't get the 8K dongle. Have you seen the Bean Mouse? I don't know what a Bean Mouse is, but so I guess not. New mousepad company? No, it's just Zwyoo. It's field tested by Zwyoo. It's got a soft feeling, a high-speed surface, a large size, and it's stable and comfy. But his agent, I believe, the same guy who is behind the Tens mouse, which may come out, may not come out. He made this mouse pad. But yeah, what I just find crazy is the limited supply, 20,000 units. Like, those just, like, it sounds like counterintuitive. Like, I guess it's technically limited. Bean Mouse is basically Zero Mouse with a thumb curve and seems to be just better. Oh, is it like a Reddit thing? I haven't heard about it. It's crazy that hasn't made it to Twitter yet. Maybe it has. I just didn't see it. 20 by 10 hands, best mouse claw, no mice propaganda. I mean, Viper V3 Pro. That's what I use. It's what I recommend with a similar hand size. It's, I don't know. It's hard to really beat. The Maya X is also very good. Pulsar X3 waiting gang here. Me too. All of Pulsar's new mice. Their fingertip mouse looks really good. It has flat sides, and I don't know. I just have lots of hope. 480 hertz OLED will be released soon. Will you buy it? Yeah, my monitor, it randomly got a dead pixel. I didn't even think that would happen, but it's just like a sign. It's like telling me it's time to upgrade. It's passing the torch. But then again, I'm not gonna lie. Since maybe February, people have been like, oh yeah, 480 hertz OLED's going to be out in like a few months, and I don't know, maybe it's actually going to be out soon now. I saw like Bad Seed reviewed it or something. I don't know. I want a new monitor at some point this year, maybe, ideally. 540 hertz, $600 monitor. I don't really care about the price. I expect, like, in my eyes, like a really good monitor that's going to last you a few years is like $1,000. If it's less than that, God, so be it. Is the Viper Mini V3 Pro leak real? I'm on the side of no, especially because it's like, I just don't think that's how they would name it. They wouldn't name it the Viper Mini V3 Pro. Like they've abandoned the Viper Mini like naming, except for the Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition. Like maybe they would though, because Razer names don't fucking make sense. Monitor review whenever I upgrade, which is, I don't know. Because I'm not the type of person who just enjoys testing monitors. Like, I don't hate it, but they're just too big, like, physically, and they're too much money to, like, for me to enjoy reviewing the same way I do mice. Like, I don't want to just have, like, thousands of dollars of monitors sitting around. I just want to, like, main a monitor. You should try out the cheapest 240 hertz OLED. I did. I tried. Well, I don't know if it's the cheapest, but I tried the fucking LG OLED when it dropped, and it totally turned me off from 240 hertz OLED because I just felt like I was being gaslit by every review that was like, "Oh, this is smooth. This is the best thing ever." It was terrible. But apparently they fixed it, probably because I complained about it. They were just getting fed propaganda, and then they see my review, and they're like, "Oh shit, we gotta fix this thing." Does the Maya X feel thinner than the XM2 Wii? That's a good question. I actually I haven't held the XM2 in a while. I would imagine yes, though. You can look at it on ELO shapes, and they'll probably give you an answer. It's definitely not, like, noticeably wider. I'll say that much. What mousepad would you recommend for Valorant and a GPX2? I've been asking for ages. Artisan 0, Artisan Type 99. I mean, one of the two. That'll get you pretty far. Honestly, the LG OLED supposedly had more input delay, firmware, hardware issue. Yeah, and I fucking knew it. And I had people telling me, like, no, it's fine. You just, like, you're an idiot. Your eyes are lying to you. That's why the truth hurts. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just waiting for 480 hertz OLED. Wait, ELO shapes mentioned? Yeah, somebody asked about XM2 Wii versus Maya X width. Finally got to work with Wallhack. In what capacity? Where can I find leaks of a Pulsar fingertip mouse? It's literally on their Twitter header, which is weird. It's like they haven't made it easy to access like their leaks. Do you think Raiden is meant for Valorant? And will a Ninja X non-Ninja be a different... Oh, Jesus. The Raiden is not meant for Valorant, but it could work if you want like a smooth speed cloth pad. But the Type 99 is definitely a more popular pad along with the Zero for Valorant. And you want like the classic version, it's fine. There's just no stitched edges. It's a little bit cheaper, but most people opt for the Ninja FX, like standard version. Ghost Glide's pad and skates. The pad didn't really move me. Then I think I put it in A tier in my tier list, and that was like one thing I look back. I feel like I should have put it B tier because I just don't like it. And it's like kind of weird and limited. The skates are very good though. Like at least the Cyclones, those are game changing. Those are like some of the best skates for glass. But there are other skates I don't know. They have like the Vortex ones. I'm not big on those. Are you getting the 5090? Likely not. I mean, then again, lower input lag could be worth. Where's the Tens mouse? I don't know. I was gonna ask, because like I mentioned, the guy responsible for the Zwyoo pad is Tens and Zywoo's agent, and I was gonna ask what's happening with the Tens mouse because there have been like it's been radio silence, right? Is the Beast X Max a top tier mouse? In my opinion, yeah, like pretty much. If you want flat sides, that's the one like real caveat in my opinion. Only 20,000 units. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I hope they didn't pre-order 20,000 units because there's just no fucking way. I mean, it does look good on paper. You do 20,000 times 40. That's a right smart. That's a good amount of money. Do you have soft, mid, or X soft mouse pad? I mean, I have all of them. But for the Raiden, I think you were asking about, I recently tried the soft. And I like that more than the X soft, but the mid is kind of the classic, like the fastest version, least plushiness. MO1 sleeve and Obsidian Pro sent out since I already own. Nice. Yeah, the MO1, I don't know. It's just a lazy pad. It's a lazy Heian clone. It's no better than many of the others. Um, yeah, I don't know. Skypad, they should have stuck to glass pads, in my opinion, until they had something really game changing. Best mouse for Fortnite? It really depends. A lot of pros use the GPX, and there's something about like the debouncing. This is going to sound really schizo, but there's something about the debounce algorithm with the GPX that just has the best like edit timing in Fortnite. Like there's a reason so many people use it and find it hard to like be so consistent on mice outside of the super light. The Viper V3 Pro is really good as well. But yeah, it's just GPX is really good for Fortnite. And there's a lot of the mods are putting their foot down. I don't even see what's happening. Do you plan to review the Skyrock V8? Yeah, I have 2 companies, including Skyrock, sending me it, so I should get it eventually. Which hardness should I get for Type 99? I prefer on it, the mid Type 99 is really good. Soft, I also like it. But Xsoft, if you want a ton of plushiness, if you haven't tried an Artisan, probably avoid Xsoft. Maybe. The GPX is LeBron level in terms of consistency, literally. And it gets the hate that LeBron got. Honestly, I was going to say mid-career, but LeBron still gets a lot of hate. Even though I feel like people kind of. Debounce scaling. Is that what it is? Strangely enough, I prefer the MO1 more than the Saturn Pro, which I did play for. Well, it's just a different type of pad. Like, if you want a Heian style pad, you'll prefer the MO1, but, like, I don't know. If you try, like, it's just pretty much the same pad as the X-Ray Pad Aqua Control Pro. Planning on reviewing the AliExpress Atom Glass Mousepads. Oh, did I? I can't remember if I ordered one of those or not. I'm going to err on the side of no, but I should order it. Because I was looking at it, and it is, even after shipping, like, it's a good price. Wait, never mind. Maybe I did order it. I gotta check. Can I send a link about the TENS mouse? I think links just get banned in the chat. I don't know if there's a way to, like, permit it or something. Yeah, okay, yeah, Terabyte said DM him the clip. Have you been using... Yeah, it has Mizu. It has fixed the issues. Wait, unless that's, like, the public one. If it's the recent public one, I don't think I've tried it. I probably should. Do you think the Viper V3 Pro is better placement for your pinky and ring finger versus the GPX? It's honestly, like, similar. There's no... Like, both of them work really well. It's mice that actually have, like, a good amount of, like, size and height to them. I don't generally have issues with finger placement. But something like the Lamzu... Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta... Hopefully my camera fucking turns back on. Okay, 1 second. Let's pray. Deactivate. Activate. Give it a second. Deactivate. Activate. Okay, here we go. But something like the Lamzu Atlantis Mini, you see like my fingers are kind of like overlapping. It's just not as much freedom on the right sides. Is this Mizu the Finalmouse in play? It is indeed. Also an OG viewer of the channel. Where the fuck do I buy a Type 99? You just gotta wait. Type 99s there are supply issues. Well, it's more of a demand issue. Well, it's both, supply and demand. Econ 101. What about the ATK X1 Pro? It's just, in my eyes, it's a worse Viper V3 Pro. Like, it's just, my issue had lots of creaking. Well, I think I had the Ultra. I don't know if I had the Pro. I think the Pro's a few grams lighter, but, like, it's a good budget buy, but it's no Viper V3 Pro. Like, if it was better, I would use it over it, but I don't. So, that speaks. Are you Sigma? Sure. Why not? Good evening. Is it evening? 1 p.m. It's evening somewhere. Maybe you're European. When will the heavy mouse 100 gram plus meta return? I think it could happen at some point. Like, it could happen. The pendulum might swing back. There's just gonna have to be some crazy feature. It's gonna have to be like hardware assisted aiming. Like, that's what's gonna make it heavier. There's gonna be like some balancing fucking spheres in the mouse that like help you aim better as you move it around. Oh yeah, that reminded me of the aim tuner thing. I totally forgot to DM that guy. Truth hurts. What are new things you're excited about? I don't know. I mean, I always say new endgame gear mice. I guess the new like carbon fiber WL mouse or whatever they're going to be releasing. The GPX Ergo, very excited for that. I don't know though. Gyroscopic stabilization inside the mouse. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Hardware assisted aiming, that's called a controller? Well, yeah, we're going to have, eventually mice are going to morph into controllers. 17.5 by 9 hand size. Can I use the Viper V3 Pro? It might feel very long for you because it's not a very short mouse. Type 99 versus Fanatic Focus V3. I just prefer Type 99. Fanatic Focus V3. It's thicker. It's a bit fat. It's just more in line with the Zwyoo, in my opinion. Both of them are solid control pads. How feels to live in NY? It feels pretty good, but it's also just standard for me. Like, I've lived here my whole life, so there's not too much catches me by surprise now, I guess. One way to put it. Just is what it is. Have you tried the SwiftPoint Z2? No, but it does look kind of interesting. I think they've tried to send it out to me. Maybe. Or they're the company that hates me. I think the one that hates me is Quadriclicks. Favorite fingertip grip mouse of all time? ULX Small. It's just gotta be. I mean, have you tried the Glassworks Casmi? Yeah, I've put a good amount of time on it. I haven't posted a full review. I think they have like an updated version coming out that's going to be like more of an in-stock item, but it's pretty good. Do you think Zwyoo and Aqua Control 2 are the same or similar? No. Aqua Control 2 is like a textured like hybrid pad. Zwyoo is just like a more standard cloth pad. Have you tried the Skyrox V8? No, it's actually incredible how there's literally a budget mouse of the week. Like whenever I stream, I get asked about a different mouse. Like the last Mad R question was like 30 minutes ago. I've only been live for 40. No M3K? No, I should check what's going on with Zone Koenig. Because they keep pushing back the batch pretty much. Why don't you like the Finalmouse large size? I don't know. I feel like at that point I'd just rather use a Viper V3 Pro or a GPX. Like even the B6 Max, I feel like is on the same level. Like the Finalmouse large size, it's just not where it shines in my opinion. But it's just totally preference. Like some people probably love it. What's the best mouse skates pad combo for games like CS:GO? I mean, that's up you. Like I don't know your hand size. I don't know what you prefer. There's no just objective best, and that's the truth. That's why I make my reviews. I got my M3K like 2 weeks ago. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm looking through the M3K. It's like towards the bottom that they give the updates. Maybe not. Can't read through all of this. Skyrox is a sub company of Lamzoo, right? I don't know. People are asserting that like it's a fact, but neither company seemingly wants to take credit for it. I don't know. Will you try tape like Kang Kang and do a video? No. As far as I know, that tape doesn't actually affect performance. Oh, I just realized my camera fucking froze again. This camera. Never get a Sony camera, guys. Never get a Sony camera if you want it to last for a long time. Are you a high sense player or a low sense? Just like medium. Not like ultra low. I've never been somebody who plays like 80 to 100 CM. Even like 70. I've always been like... I used to be like closer to 30. Now it's like, as I get older, you know, like 37, 40 CM, 50 in some like aim training scenarios. That's kind of where I sit at. Hi, I play 144 CM for 360. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I feel like there is a difference in like things, in types of peripherals that we're going to prefer. So my reviews may not be super useful for somebody on like mega low sense. Maybe it is though. Is Viper Signature Edition worth it? In my opinion, no. I mean, that is like the most blatant example of like a overpriced mouse, I think, in our scene. I mean, the second I saw Skyrox V8, it instantly gave me a Lamzoo Ninjutsu vibe. Yeah, that could be true, and they could use the same manufacturer, but sub-brand means something different to me. Like, just because a mouse looks like it comes out of the same factory as another mouse, that doesn't mean the companies are, like, intertwined. I'm on 112 CM, and your reviews are fine for me. God bless. I need to buy a new scroll wheel encoder. Which ones do you like? I don't think the scroll wheel encoder market, like, there are things that are, like, hidden gems. You're just probably going to want to replace it with whatever you had in your mouse, like a TTC Gold Dustproof. but maybe I'm ignorant. Best for dot placement for Sora V2. You're just gonna want to like. You always want them in the corners, and you want it like this. Like just always copy a dot placement that looks something like this. You don't want to put them like one up here, one next to it. Like that's retarded. You want it in the corners, okay? Top 3 mouse in 100 USD. I don't know. It's a good question. It's unfortunate that the Maya X is like 120 because it busts it out of that price range. I mean, Pulsar's mice for 70 are really good buys. The R1 Pro, like all of these Chinese mice I don't have. Okay, this guy, okay, he's getting timed out. How are you? I answered your question. I said there's not a one answer, and then you fucking spam it. Like I'm gonna answer it again. Big up, bro. Love your content on mouse and stuff. Much appreciated. Thoughts on the new Arbiter X Vancer Akitsu? It's very good. It has some flaws that will definitely get ironed out in future batches, but for a first product, it's very good. Build quality is good. Weight's good. The skates were something that I wasn't huge on, but I realized that they're just incredibly smooth on like glass skates. They're skates that are more made for glass pads than like a hybrid pad, which I don't know about including them stock on a mouse, but they're not like terribly performing overall. Zwyoo Champions Edition is only about 90. Very good mouse. True, but you do need an 8K dongle. I wonder if they'll sell a Maya X standard edition. Probably not. Why are people asking you in the next Finalmouse batch as if you're final? Well, I don't know. I was asking this earlier in the stream. I have no idea, but apparently it is in October. That was the info we were given, and it'll have flat sides. Yeah, I saw what Stubby did to the Akitsu. Best mousepad under $30. Probably, if you're in America, the standard Lethal Gaming Gear pads are at that price. There's just not a ton that are going to be under 30 shipped. There are some, like, AliExpress Zero clones out there, but still, I don't think they're under 30. But 30 is just a pretty standard price for, like, non-Poron pads, whereas 40, you start getting, like, Poron-adjacent bases. Have you used this PMM Neo more since your preview? Not really. I mean, 3D printed mice are just never going to. I'm just never going to main one. I've accepted that. It doesn't matter if, like. I mean, I don't know, because 3D printing is used in, like, legitimate industries, but I guess none that require the fucking precision of a gaming mouse, so who knows. You still recommend the Saturn Pro? Yeah, it's absolutely a top tier pad. Just got the Beast Max from a GPU. Love it. Thanks for recommendations. Or thanks for videos. You are welcome. Glad to hear. What's the best Hien clone right now? I don't know. I've been pretty much exclusively using my Hien. In terms of like closest experience, it might be the X-Ray Pad Aqua Control Pro. The Vaxi PC is nowhere near like a clone, but it is a like nice textured hybrid pad. It is interesting. Like if you enjoy a Hien, it's something that you might enjoy as well. Thoughts on the Skyrox V8? I've been asked this 100 times. I don't have one. I think it could be good, but I also don't think it's a mouse that is in my possession. When will the Type 99 restock? Nobody knows. Artisan's not allowed to really disclose that info. It's just going to be like random restocks whenever they're ready, because there was pretty much too much demand and it overflooded like Artisan's servers. And the Artisan boss got mad about that, and he was like, "Nope, we're not letting people know when it's coming ever again." So there are some issues with people obtaining them. The Neon Aqua Control Pro or the black one? Not the black one. For some reason, the black one, in my opinion, was just terrible. But I think you can put like custom designs on it. Maybe it costs more money. I don't know if they have like other design versions. But yeah, the Neon. I need to pick up a gray Type 99 mid and soft. Yeah, I have a gray soft XL. Incredible pad. Thoughts on the VXE Mador Major? Seems like a good value. Seems like a solid mouse. I don't have one though. Once again, I'm doing my best to get these mice. That's the thing. I just can't force companies to send me them. Unfortunate. Peace out, pra. Would you ever share your Fortnite in-game settings? Like what? Like my sense? You can like gather my binds from my like videos if you've seen the clips I put. My settings, I think I use 2.8 1600 DPI sense. I don't know what else you would wonder. Did your heavy V feel slower on the Y to the X axis? Yeah, I mean, that's something you're going to notice on a lot of mouse pads. Like a slightly slower, less textured feeling Y axis. You still use the hyperspeed Death Adder? Not really that much. It's something I was talking about earlier. I think it's still like a good buy if you want a smaller Death Adder V3 Pro. But it's just not, I mean, it's not something I'm going to keep on my desk. No, like your graphics settings? Oh, I don't even know. I don't think I use colorblind. And I just use like lowest graphics. Are you good at Fortnite? What is your rank / PR? I don't grind like competitive. It would just be miserable for me. Like playing on Central, not really having a duo, just knowing it's just gonna be fucking miserable. But I haven't grinded too much this season, but I am champs. I just need to hit Unreal at some point. What other games do you play? I mean, not too many. I was looking into Deadlock. But the problem with Deadlock is every clip looks boring in the same way League does. And that shouldn't be the case because it's like a shooter at heart. But it just looks so fucking boring. I don't even know what to say. And I know people are going to be like, oh, you should play the game. It'll be less boring. But I don't know. Deadlock looks generic. I feel like it's going to be a successful game. Especially with a competitive scene. And it's clearly like, it's popular right now. All of the wrong people are enjoying it though, which gives me a bad sign, but I don't know. It's a MOBA at heart, not a shooter. That's true, but I mean, like, there's a shooting element, so it shouldn't look as boring as a League clip does to me, but it does. Like, one of my friends has been fucking addicted to that game. I don't get what he sees in it. Boring as fuck, yeah. Happy that my chat gets the memo. Opinions on Drunk Deer? They don't make bad keyboards. They're not, like, they get a bit more hype than they deserve, maybe, because there are just, like, so many Hall effect boards that kind of, like, are similar, but they're good for the price. I don't know. A lot of these keyboards that are, like, finally matching the 60HE after years, it's just not crazy to me. Artisan killer mouse pads? In my opinion, there hasn't been a company that has genuinely just one-upped Artisan. And I don't know if there ever will be. Because there's been a lot of time. Plenty of former Fortnite pros have been on there. I've seen Zextro play Deadlock a lot. Yeah, I saw Young Calc was playing. He's not fucking pro, but same, like, type of internet person. I saw T-Hump was playing as well, and it's just like, I don't know. Clearly, the game has people captured, but will it keep people's attention? That's the real question. XGV2 Mini or HTX? For me, it's just easily XGV2 Mini. Coming from an OP1 8K, and the hump feels a bit too big. I mean, the HTX is lower, and if you have really small hands, you might prefer it, but I don't know, I like the X2 shape way more. Got rid of my Apex Pro because it spammed random keys at low actuation. Was it an Apex Pro Mini? Because that, either it was an old firmware issue that they fixed, or your Hall effect magnets were fucked up, and that was the issue. One of the two. Is the ULX Pro better than the GPX2 for Fortnite? In my opinion, it doesn't like clear it. I don't feel like having an ultra light mouse is as much of a benefit in Fortnite as it is in other situations. Can I leak that, Mizu? I'm imagining not. I almost pressed open in browser. That would have been fucked. But there we go. That's pretty crazy. Ever got drunk and high while playing FPS? No, I'm completely straight edge. Never done anything wrong in my life. My Viper V2 scroll wheel is broken. Ever happened to you? No, but it does seem to be a common complaint, because when I was talking about the Viper V3 Pro, people were like, oh, did they fix the scroll wheel? But I mean, scroll wheel, it's just the most common failure point on a mouse. So it kind of makes sense if you're using a mouse for a long time, that the most common thing that's going to break. is going to be what breaks, especially since companies switched off mechanical switches. But if you're still within the RMA period, they'll probably send you a new one. Kale encoder with Razor? It's just a Kale encoder issue? Interesting. Mets fan? Yeah, I am. And this season it's crazy because it seemed like they were just completely out of it. I stopped caring, and now they're like 2 games back of a playoff spot. Incredible. Can't believe there's only 5 ULX DPI presets. I can't believe people use other DPI. Why do you perceive not being straight edge as doing something wrong? I mean, it pretty much speaks for itself. You don't want to succumb to terrible vices. Vitor the Great with $2. Much appreciated. Appreciate the $2. Gonna buy something great with that. Are you excited for the XM2 8K? I'm excited for it in the same way I'm excited for like something I just don't think is ever gonna release. It's like the prospect of it seems nice, but for how many years have we been expecting a wireless XM1? Many years. Well, and we got it with the XM2 Wii, but I don't know. We all have her vices? I'm just trolling. 17.5 by 9 hand size. Can I use the Viper? I answered this before. And I said it might be a bit too long. But probably. So, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, you can use it with any hand size. Just will it be optimal? Favorite Bob Dylan song and album? Album is tough. I don't know. Something like I'd have to think long and hard about. I'm trying to think of a song I've been enjoying, though. I don't know. It's like asking me my favorite mouse. Even though I do have a favorite mouse. It's harder than finding my favorite mouse. I've been listening to the Ghost of Christopher Wallace by Jay Electronica a lot. Completely random. I love Masters of War. It's an early song. Protest song. Is there any good mini mouse releasing later this year? Plenty. There's the G-Wolves HTX mini. There's like so many small mice on the market right now. It's pretty much like if you want a small mouse, that's what the market's flooded with. Which is why I'm so happy when there's something like the Maya X that's actually like a regular size mouse that's really good and lightweight. I hate video games. The reason I still play is because I'm addicted to mice because of you. That's funny. Yeah, I'm kind of in not a similar boat. And I don't hate Fortnite, but just in general, I'm clearly not somebody who just loves FPS games as a genre. Like, I just don't want to... Like, the idea of, like, just randomly playing Overwatch for 8 hours, that's, like, fucking torture. Same thing with, like, any game, pretty much. So, but I do love mice. That's one thing you can't take away from me. Would you consider the U2 a smaller mouse? No, I'd consider it medium-sized. It's definitely not large, but it's by no means like a mini mouse. Like, they're going to make a smaller size of it, probably. I started playing Fortnite because I wanted to buy a Beast X. What does that even mean? Chuan, Yun, or Artisan, Raiden, or Otsu for Overwatch? Probably a Raiden. Otsu if you want something more textured and controlled. Is the Blitz actually close to the Zero? It's, like, faster and rougher. In my tier list, I think I mentioned that, like, there's a scale. Like, on one end, there's the Saturn Pro. Then in the middle is the Zero. And then on the other end is the Blitz in terms of, like, roughness and speed. Review the Baxi PE. The PE is nothing special. The PC I will cover in some good detail, though. Because the PE, it's just the PA surface, which I'm tired of. Like, I mean, I tried a GSR SE so long ago, and that is essentially what the PE is, just like a slightly tweaked version of. So there's like the PE, the PA. They're like making another one as well. They offered me. I don't know if I can even link that. But yeah, it's just like a slightly different base that doesn't really feel all too different performance-wise. But the PC is a very interesting pad. Thoughts on the Xtrfy MZ1? It's an interesting shape for fingertip, but not a mouse I generally recommend. I do really want to get RJN on a podcast, or the BoardZcast episode too. I remember when you were addicted to mousepads. The problem with mousepads is I just solved it, and stuff keeps coming out, but it doesn't change the fact that I solved mousepads a long time ago. But Artisan obviously gives the mousepad industry some hope. The Ninja Rat Mats, I've been enjoying testing those a lot. But that's just because it's like actually it's something new and interesting. that people really haven't tried. And they're expensive. Oh, is Rex going to make an appearance? Come on. Is the NPO1S still seal of approval? It is. Everybody say hello to Rex. Shocking. Are you going to go on the desk? Good job. Oh, shit. Chill. Maybe I should turn on my camera at this point now. We've got a Rex appearance. I love that you're ADHDing around with the mouse cursor. Yeah, it's just a habit at this point. My dog won't put his fourth leg on my desk. That is kind of unfortunate, Rex. You should do that. Always the animate profile pic. Swear to God. What do you mean by that? Oh, my dog's pressing all sorts of buttons. Hello. Worth changing to the Sora V2 if I have an Atlantis Mini. Hold on. Deactivate. Activate. Okay, here we go. Everybody look at Rex. Say hello to Rex. Best goon pad? Easily the Sydney Sweeney pad that I made, but that's very limited. I still do have one left. I'm selling it for $1,000. If anybody wants it. Oh, he just yawned, but you can't really see him. Unfortunate angle. Love from Romania. Yo, shout out to Romania, man. What breed is he? He's a skipper key. What's the best mouse and mousepad for Fortnite? GPX2 or a Viper V3 Pro and an Artisan Heian or a Zero is just the safest, like, broad recommendation that I can give. Rexpad when? People have asked for that, or like a Rex mouse, but I just feel like, I don't know if people would really buy it, but Rex does deserve to be on a mousepad. Oh shit, here he is. My face is kind of covering his face. Hold on, can I move this? No, fuck, I'm moving the wrong thing. Always technical difficulties. Okay, now you can kind of see it. Yo, Vitor the Great with another 5 big ones. Are you experiencing any weird right clicks? Mine sometimes locks or double clicks? No, not at all. That's likely some type of a quality issue. Rex, come on, fucking put your head down. Look at the camera. Come on. See, he wouldn't make a good, like, actor. He's just too real, too raw and authentic. Is that a U2? Right here, this is a Zwyoo U2. Rex, you want to review the U2? Not a fan. Dog, indeed. AI art Rexpad like AI mousepads build the lore up. Not a terrible idea. Could just do an authentic, like a portrait. Get some nice photos taken. Rex is getting big. Yeah, he's full size. He's like 2 years and a month at this point. Can you claw the HTR? Not really. Like, technically I can make palm contact, but I can't pull off a consistent claw grip. Even the HTS2 is like a bit too small of a mouse for me to claw. Rex is interested in these mice. I thought it was a cat. Yeah, he does enjoy, like, laying on a desk, but he just enjoys looking out the window. Like, he's a guard dog, and he likes to get a good vantage point. Can the Maya X be palmed? Yeah, it can. But I don't think it's, like, really designed for palm. But let's say you have, like, slightly smaller hands than I do. I think you can pull off a palm grip. Oh, damn. He's a fan of the Maya X. It's like licking the bottom. What's going on? Okay, he's licking the sensor. What do you think about that? Are Jades much better than Tiger Ice V2s? Much better? No. Do I prefer them? Yeah. What breed is he? He's a skipper key. OMG, Zwyoo Mousepad. I'm in awe. Yeah, my dog's just laying on it. Makes a good dog mat as well. But yeah, it's a Zwyoo pad. If you're a Zwyoo fan for $40, I don't think it's like outrageous, like scam or anything. But it's not. I had it emphasized to me many times that it's not supposed to be like the best mousepad on the market. It's simply what Zwyoo uses and decided to put out. Do you have a girlfriend? Not currently. To put it that way. What's the difference between Lethal Gaming Gear Firm Base and Artisan Mid? Any thoughts? I still need to make my Lethal Gaming Gear Pro Series roundup. But they're firm. It's not... I'd say it's like a similar firmness, but it's not as hard as the silicone bases from Freefall. So it's not like the most... But it makes the Neptune Pro play very well. The Saturn Pro firm, if you're somebody who likes firm cloth pads, it's a good option. And the Jupiter Pro, it's just like, to me, it's like kind of a meme pad. It's not something that I use a ton, but people do like mud pads. ULX coding. Mine is thinking about making a video on the staining, because you can see, like, at this point, it really is starting on my left click to, like, become a bit more green. And I noticed this when I compared it to my medium-sized Tarek, which was just, like, straight up blue. And my other one, which I deadass have not touched in like a long time, it developed like some type of kind of like black spot here. And I swear it was not there before, and like have not been using it. So I don't know. You'll like staining. Shocking. Can you make a new mice tier list? Not yet. Because there's so many mice that are going to release in like October. In November or December, I'll probably make a new one. Usually I wait until like the beginning of the new year though, so I don't know for sure. What mooding mods are you using? I think I made a video on it like a year ago, and it's literally the same mods. Is the Leap V2 worth it? It is more worth it than anything else in my setup. I bought it like 4 years ago, and I'm still using it. So there you go. What breed is Rex? He is a skipper key. They're a mini version of a Belgian Shepherd, and I've had this breed my entire life. Like Rex is the fourth skipper key I've had. Pretty incredible. How's the Zwyoo pad? It's like a standard feeling like speed cloth surface. I don't know if there's like a coating and it's gonna like slow down over time, if it's bad with temperature and humidity. It's just a standard natural rubber base, but it performs well. Like it's not a completely terrible pad, but yeah, you could probably get an inked gaming pad and get a similar experience. Has Rex ever chewed up a mouse? Not like chewed up. He'll occasionally like just chew on one. If I like put it near his mouth, he'll like decide he's interested in chewing it, but I don't know. Ghost Glides is a Chinese company. As far as I know, they were UK based. Laonda pads rebranded as Meow Gaming pads. I think Meow Gaming is a separate company out of China. Yeah, I think Laonda was around before them. But yeah, like Mousepad, who was first? It's a very complicated game. Ghost Glides are based in the UK. Yeah, I believe that. What breed is your dog? He's a skipper key. So I guess it's like a kind of uncommon breed. Do you think the Lamzu Atlantis is still worth it? The standard size Atlantis? It could be. Okay, Rex, are you done? Okay, he's undecided. He just wanted to stand up, I guess. Investigating the mice. Best mouse around $50 to replace an MM730 wired. That's very interesting because that shape is just so different to a lot of other mice. I mean, VXE R1 Pro is kind of the only wireless mouse I recommend at that price point, but it might not be great for you. Weird cat. Yeah, he's like glitched right now. He's just stuck. He's sniffing. Oh, he's sniffing my mouse skates. I hated the side lip on the Atlantis clickers. Okay, Rex, are you done? Everybody thank Rex for stopping by, leaving some hair on my mice and mousepad. That was an incredible cameo. Damn, I've only been live for an hour and 10 minutes. I feel like it's been significantly longer, but yeah, truth hurts. W Rex agreed. Does Rex have a favorite mouse? Probably Viper V3 Pro if I had to guess. Do you prefer Heian mid or soft for all scenarios? I've pretty much only been buying Heian softs for a while. Like I tested an X soft and a mid at one point, and I just went back to a soft. There's just no reason for me to try anything else. Rank the S tier artisan pads from fastest to slowest. I mean, fastest is going to be the Raiden, followed by the Heian, followed by Otsu, followed by Key 83, followed by Zero, followed by Type 99, I guess. Could argue some things. Some people think the Zero plays faster than like the Otsu. Some people are crazy though. Shidenkai, my beloved. Shidenkai's discontinued. It's crazy. They're gonna have to make a V3 at some point. I use the Glorious Ice Pad and it's worn. Recommendations? Anything else? Anything besides a Glorious Mousepad? But yeah, I don't know. Apparently there's some like Chinese Shidenkai clone, but I'd recommend something like a Raiden. Get yourself back on the right track. I'm a mouse idiot. What's better, Viper V3 Pro or Death Adder V3 Pro? The main difference is just the shape. If you want like an ergonomic shape for like a relaxed grip or a palm grip, maybe get a Death Adder V3 Pro, presuming you have like hands on the larger side. But Viper V3 Pro is my preference. Just very safe, easy to recommend mouse. It's a good alternative to a QCK Heavy. If you really like the thickness, you could get the Fnatic Focus 3. But if you just want like a good surface, like good cloth pad experience, I'd recommend like an Artisan Zero. Are you gonna review the VXE Madar Major? Yeah, my unit just it won't come to me. It's stuck in China. And what do you want me to do about that? Hold on. I got a delivery update. What's it telling me? View update. Let's see. I gotta sign in? Never mind. Okay. They would have just told me. Okay, check order. They still want me to sign in. If they won't make me sign in, I could have told you where my unit's at. But last I checked, it had just left China. Is the Zwyoo pad good? It's not bad. It's just like, it's very standard. It's not 2024 level quality, but I had it explained to me by the agent that this is simply just what Zwyoo enjoys using. It's not supposed to be the best mousepad on the market. And it is limited to 20,000 units, so be quick. Were you able to pin down the last 2 rat mats? No, I actually, I don't know how many of you guys know him, but Newcom, in the Japanese like mouse scene, I did reach out to him, and he might be able to arrange something with the boss of Ninja Ratmat to allow me to purchase them. Maybe even a custom version. Shocking. Are dots possible on Artisan Hand? Yeah, of course. Just on Xsoft, I wouldn't recommend dots. What dot skates you use on the V3 Pro? Currently, I'm using Jade Airs by X-Ray Pad. If I threw on Jades, they would feel fine, and I would have the exact same opinion. But yeah, these are new. They were sent to me. They're green. What's not to like? Custom version that's a bit larger would be sick as fuck, I agree. Maybe with like a shocked emoji engraving. Maybe I'm asking for too much here. Have you seen the Skyrox V8? Yeah, I'm gonna like say something insane. But yeah, I've been asked about the Skyrox V8 a lot. I don't have it, so there's only so many thoughts I can have. Have you tried the new Attack Shark R2? No, but they might have reached out to me and offered me it. Everything, it's just a blur. Like, I feel like I was offered that mouse. I don't feel like I accepted it. I feel like I should accept it. But maybe I wasn't. Maybe I'm just schizo. Hi, new here. Welcome. I feel like there's not many new people nowadays. Great to see that there are. Boardman, any secret mice you know about? I appreciate the $5, J. Reese, but no, things that aren't publicly announced, really. I guess the G Pro Superlight Dex, the Ergo Edition, but like that was leaked pretty heavily and it's kind of public knowledge. But everything else is just like leaked. It's just a matter of when the company releases it. What mousepad's most similar to the Artisan Hien, but not as rough? There's like a lot of like kind of muted versions, but I don't think any of them are great. Like one pad is the Fnatic Dash, like V3 or whatever. X-Ray Pad, those pads are pretty much nearly as abrasive. The Hayate Otsu's an option. Is the Kurosan Samurai smoother than the Zero? No. It's not an abrasive textured pad, but it's just not like a smooth cloth textile either, so. I'm cooked. I can't stop buying mice. It happens to the best of us. Is the XM2 4K dropping October? Your guess is as good as mine. It's a fucking endgame gear now, so we know. If there's anything history has told us, it's that endgame gear is not accurate with their release dates. Would you recommend the Akitsu or the Pulsar X2 V2? Like, considering price, the Akitsu is like twice the price. In my opinion, like the side buttons, the coating are noticeably worse. The weight is better, but I would say like price factored in, probably the X2 V2. Yeah, the Akitsu, not a terrible mouse. Can you check out PMM's website right now and give your opinion? I mean, I've been testing PMM since some of you guys were fucking in the womb, and they've just never been better than top tier standard like plastic, and I guess now we even have other exotic materials that aren't 3D printed, and I don't know. There's never been a PMM mouse that was like so good I wanted to main it. How do you feel about the GPX Dex? I think it's going to be very good. I don't think Logitech, like this is the first new, actually good gaming-focused mouse that Logitech has released in like fucking a decade. It's crazy. Let's see the pink one. Are you talking about this mouse? The Lamzoo Atlantis Mini Champions Edition. Who are the champions that this was made for? Or is it just like, it's just called the Champions Edition? It does feel very good. Not really much to complain about. I do prefer the Maya X though. Like, significantly. What do you think about the VXE Madar Major? Seems good. I don't have one. Can't think about it too much. Skyrox V8, same thing I just said for the VXE Mad R. I'm trying to acquire these mice, but they don't ship. Logitech G829 or Razer Orochi 7? Are you... What? Best skates for a speed freak? I mean, Jade Airs are pretty fast. I don't know if there's like... Core pad Airs play really fast on some pads. Some of you guys just keep spamming questions that I've already answered, like from you. It's not like another person asked that. I don't even know what to say. Is Beast X releasing Zebras, or did I miss that? Yeah, I believe there's still some Beast X Max Zebras available. It's like been out. Can you compare the HTR or your Beast X as of... I don't get what you're asking. The HTR, it's like on a shelf somewhere. I do have the HTS too, which is, it's like a really small mouse. I guess I can show it like next to a Starlight Small, or ULX Small. I don't know why I called it a Starlight. Definitely more accommodating for claw. I don't like the way it flares out towards the back. Like, you can see the difference. Does a Kitsu have any advantage over the ULX? It might, like, if you have a ULX, I don't see the point in, like, getting the Akitsu. Like, the build quality, like, the sidewall integrity is better, and the price is lower. The tech is fine. I wouldn't say it's better, but it's not, like, worse. Like, significantly worse. But, yeah, it's just, like, if you enjoy any other size besides the small of the ULX, then the Akitsu's not really going to cover you as well. Best claw mouse? It depends on the size of a mouse that you want. Like, some people think the Sora V2 and, like, the ATK F1 are the best claw mice, but those are, like, I'd never be able to name something like that. So, for me, it's the Viper V3 Pro, but it's just very personal. You should make your own mouse company. Probably not. Probably not anytime soon, at least. Maybe if Rocket Jump Ninja wanted to collab, could generate some capital, make something great. Is there a 50-gram plus mouse with the 3350? I presume you mean 3950. 50-plus gram mouse with a 3950. Definitely. The Razer Death Adder V3 Pro, Razer Viper V2 Pro, those come to mind. I'm sure there are others. Oh, yeah, the Incot G23 Pro. Lamzu Maya's kind of close at 47, the Maya X. Thoughts on core pads? They're solid skates, compatible with tons of models. Just the adhesive they use is worse, like when you remove the skates, than other companies, and they refuse to change it for some reason. Hey, Borgi, I'm getting the Dragonfly R1 Pro over the Death Adder V3 Wire because it's big for me, and I want to try a symmetrical shape. Seems like a good decision. Should work for you. Kurosan Samurai. Okay, you just stop asking this question. I answered it. No. Like, for the love of God, man. Did you test the Jade Air on a glass pad? Is it better than Jade stock? Not too much. Only on the rat mats. I haven't tested on, like, the Casimir, just like a standard glass pad. So, I just noticed, like, overall not a big difference between these and the standard Jades, honestly. How does the base of your wrist contact the mouse pad? I don't. It really depends. Like, I'm not somebody who, like, has, like, my wrist fucking float like this. What's currently your main mouse/pad combo? I'm a mouse pad nomad right now. I'm just, like, testing everything. But my main mouse, it's definitely been the Viper V3 Pro and the Maya X. I've honestly been putting a lot of time on. Just for testing purposes, I've been using these three a lot. The Lamzu Atlantis Mini Champions, HTS2, and the Arbiter Akitsu. But these are all too small for me to claw grip. The Akitsu, it's at least, like, it's close to a ULX, so there's that. You know when Artisan Raidens are going to come back to stock? No. Unfortunately, I do not know Artisan's production schedule. Do your Artisan Zeros have a ton of hair in them? No, that's been addressed a while ago, I feel. Like, none of my recent Zeros have had, like, hair issues, really. Do glass skates destroy pads fast? Not necessarily fast, but they do, yeah. Are you 6 foot? Yeah. Which mouse and mousepad would you recommend for Valor? Why do I keep answering that question? I just fucking see it. I just keep reading. I I don't know why I do that. You think the U2 side buttons are too big? They touch my thumb. I don't find them too big. Are you like accidentally pressing them? Are you fingertip or claw gripping the Viper V3 Pro? When I actually play, I claw grip it, but when I'm just like streaming, I'm fingertipping. But when I actually like use it in game, my grip is something like this. I love the Zero. It's just too rough. I really don't find it rough. But I also don't find the Heian that rough, so I don't know. Maybe I just have thicker skin. Could be what it comes down to. Have you tried the green Jade Airs? Yes, I have them on a few of the mice on my desk right now, and they feel good, but they're not like really significantly faster than the standard Jades, but you know, they're a new color, so there's that. I don't like what makes them green. What's on the Ponage Stormbreaker? It's if you want a magnesium ergo, it's one of your two options with that and the like WO Mouse Sword X, and that is a little bit smaller, so it could work. Is that the Zwyoo pad? It is indeed the Zwyoo pad. Love you, Mordsy, and everything you do. Hope you have an amazing day. You too, Mike Tactics. Appreciate you stopping by. Are the Atlantis Mini Champions editions out of stock forever? I was not under the impression that they're out of stock, but maybe. Maybe there's stuff I don't know. Best mouse for small hands? There's so many. Like, on my desk right now, you're looking at, like, fucking 4 mice that are very good for small hands. Depends on your budget. Made of real jade. It's pretty beast. Do you know if the V3 Pro Mini is a real thing? I don't know, but I'm going to assume it's not. Does your Tarek mouse have discoloration after use? Yeah, a little bit, honestly, on the left side. You can kind of see it. How, like, the left click in this area, it's just, like, slightly, like, greener than the other side. And when I compare it to my other medium Tarek, which I really don't have much time on, it's, like, it's really noticeable. But still, like, I've seen units that look, like, 20 times worse. But I guess, you know, if I keep using it, it will eventually get to that point. What other ergos are a similar size to Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed? The Pulsar X3 V3 Mini is smaller, like the smallest size. It's a little bit smaller, but in the same size range. The Ponage Stormbreaker, I feel like there's one other that I'm forgetting, unless the one other is just the Death Adder Hyperspeed. Would you put the Viper V3 Pro in your top 10? In my top 1, yes. Top 10, Jesus. How many mice do you think there are out there? Any flaws with the HTS2? In terms of, like, actual, like, concrete flaws that you would kind of expect in a G-Wolf's mouse, no. I think the design decision to put a slit right here is stupid, but that doesn't really ruin the mouse, but it's just, like, sometimes when I grip it, I'm just, like, I'm gripping in the slit, and I just can't, for the life of me, figure out why it's there. But if you do, like, claw grip, like, curl your finger, you're not really going to notice it. But yeah, this isn't really a terrible mouse. The clicks feel fine for now. The coating, it's just uncoated like ABS plastic, like an OBS, which I think is unimpressive. G-Wolves just refuses to put coatings on their mice, but that's really it. Does the Lamzu Maya 8K pair well with the Artisan Zero for Valorant? Sure. No reason it wouldn't. I think a lot of you guys, like, I guess, like, games, like, there are peripherals that work better in games, but it's like you don't have to have, like, the perfect combo for a game. Like, things will work in multiple games. Did you talk about the Skyrox V8 already? Yeah, like, 1,000 times people have asked, and I've been like, you know, I ordered my unit weeks ago, and it's not here, so there's just nothing I can do except hope and pray. Thoughts on the Zwyoo pad? Is it any good? It's a solid pad. It's nothing that people haven't felt before. The quality is not on the same level as like an artisan pad or just like the average like 2024 like pour-on pad release. It was just a natural rubber base, kind of a thin pad, unimpressive stitching, but the surface itself is actually like pretty quick. Obsidian dots or jade dots on the Heian? Probably jade dots, in my opinion. They definitely bring out the texture of the Heian. Are you using the Drunk Deer keyboard? No, I'm using the Polar 75 right now from Arbiter, which feels very good. Would you recommend Starlight, B6 Mini, X2H for Claw? You haven't answered this one because it's just like obviously get the X2H. Like those other mice are just like flat profiled mice that aren't made for Claw, so I don't know, Beast X Mini for claw. Like, you probably have like 10 centimeter hands. I don't know what to say. What's a good budget mouse pad for the R1 Pro? I don't do budget mouse pads. There's like a million that's the same fucking Zero clone surface with an X-Soft Chinese pour-on base, and like 20 companies have released it, so just go for that. Like VXE has one, WLMouse has one. I just don't care. I care about good mouse pads. What mouse pad is close to the Type 99? I mean, I guess the Londa Riz, but you can't buy that. Really just if you want Type 99, you probably gotta wait for it. What about for fingertip then? I mean, I wouldn't buy a Starlight at this point, so I guess the WLMouse. Can I ask if the Attack Shark X6 is a good mouse? What the fuck is the X6? I don't know. I know the X3 is the budget one. I know the R1 and R2, but I don't know the X6. Ever tried the Derry A950 Pro? I tried the magnesium one, and never tried the plastic one. It just wouldn't move me. I know that much. Is Type 99 slower than Saturn Non-Pro? Yeah, it's significantly slower. Zora V2 still valid in 2024? I wouldn't buy one. And their 8K dongle situation's pretty fucked, but it's a fine mouse if you enjoy the shape and weight. What's the fastest setup you played with? It was like just like glass skates on a plastic pad with pledge on it. It's just like you're never gonna find a faster combo, and it's not good, so there's that. What's the pink mouse called? The Lamzu Atlantis Mini Champions Edition, and pretty good. Yeah, you enjoy the Atlantis Mini. This is the best version. VXE Mad R Major review. I ordered the Mad R, not the Major, so it's not $39.50, but not really the end of the world. Why are there stutters when using 4K polling rate with ULX on 240 hertz? Well, the 240 hertz, like, you don't understand, like, you're misunderstanding how polling rate works. Like, you have a PC issue that's causing this stuff. Like, most likely something with your CPU. So just, like, drop to 2K, and then you'll probably have those issues fixed. Do you find the OP1 8K to be too small or too narrow? Yeah, that's easily my biggest complaint with it. Aside from like the scroll wheel just like being shitty, which is something I've come to like understand. Yeah, it's just too narrow. Fingertip mice recommendations for bigger hands that aren't narrow. I mean, it really depends on like how big and wide of a mouse you want. Something like the Viper V3 Pro, Maya X, like these shapes do like work for fingertip, but they're not things that I really recommend. You could go for like a large ULX, even like a medium size like WLMouse ULX. Hi, would you say the R1 Pro would last 2 years? Probably not. I mean, it's like a fucking $50 mouse. You just can only expect so much out of it. 2 years of like minimal use if you get a really good copy, maybe, but I don't know. Like, I hate the OP1 scroll wheel. I thought it was just me. Yeah, it's a really like cheap and lazy wheel. Stutters only occur with ULX. With Viper V3 Pro, it doesn't. There could be a number of things. After using some old HyperX I got for free, because there's no like Logic or Finalmouse's polling rate is stable and good, so it's just an issue with your system. Could be a USB issue. Could be all sorts of things. Is it weird that I prefer my Strider over my Heian Soft? No, because you probably prefer like a stiffer, aggressively textured pad, so it makes sense. The GTFX is pretty much the same pad as the Strider, though, so I don't know. Has Razer done anything with the Strider? Have you tried the Musashi Void V2? No, isn't that Strafe's pad, the COD YouTuber? I don't think I've tried that. Main mouse right now, Viper V3 Pro, but I'm just testing a lot of stuff, per usual. What's on Dragonfly F1 MOBA? Isn't there like a better one by now? I don't know. That was like, it just has different clicks, right? I don't know. Gengar or white as your main? My white one fucking broke because I slammed it. Not gonna lie. It just stopped working wirelessly, so there's that. No more white unit. But that wasn't even sent out by Razer. That was just a unit I bought pre-release. Like, it popped up on eBay, so I don't know if that could factor in, but I just, like, slammed it against my desk and it stopped working. Truth hurts. Wait, what? Borzy Rages? No, it was just... It, like, was bugging out for a second, so I just slammed it, and then it stopped working wirelessly. So, I don't know. It's... Many things could have happened. So I'm just, like, I'm maining the Gengar one at this point. I do still have my black unit with TJ exclusive skates on it. But no, I'm not, like, not a gamer rager. Hey, Boardsy, Beast Mini or ULX Medium? It depends what size of a mouse you want. You know, if you want, like, a really small, really, like, low and thin mouse, get the Beast Mini. If you want something a bit more, like, safe, more accommodating for claw, probably a ULX Medium. You had your Gengar replaced, right? Yeah, I did. The creaking unit was replaced with a less creaky unit. How many Attack Shark mice do you have? Probably 3 or 4. Maybe 5. I might have 2x3s. I don't know. I ordered the Dragonfly. Awesome. Which are your top mice? I mean, I don't really play Valorant, but I think a top mouse in any game is probably a top mouse in Valorant. But yeah, Dragonfly R1 Pro. It's a good mouse if you're on a budget. Attack Shark scammed me on eBay. Do they have like an official eBay? I don't even know about that. I remember buying mice from like fucking Xenix on eBay. Korean company. Planning on making a Casimir review. If they, like, I think they're going to do another drop, so probably in some capacity. Maybe it'll be like a Glasspad roundup? I don't know. What do you think the best mousepad for the prices? I mean, buying 2 artisans for like under $110 shipped is the best deal you're ever going to get in mousepads, and it's just always available. I just bought my V6. Hope it's fire. You'll likely enjoy it. Will you get the Piranha mouse mods for a Viper V3 Pro? Nah. I mean, what does he use that PCB for? Maybe I will. I don't know. Is there any difference in feel of donuts versus dots? I haven't used donuts. For some reason, X-Ray Pad, like, refuses to send me them. Like, they've sent me, like, millions of mouse skates. I can't even explain how many mouse skates I have on my desk right now. But they've never sent me donuts, and whenever a company refuses to send me something, I presume it's just because they think I won't like it. So I'm taking that for what it's worth. Obsidian or Jade skates? I think I prefer Jades, just overall. Best way to store mouse pads? I don't know. I just stack them on top of each other. If you have, like, a small amount, like under 20, you can hang them, like, on hangers, I guess, but then that's not good, like, the clamping on a part of the mousepad, especially with a squishier base. I don't really know. There's no good way to store a mousepad. Jade or Tiger V2? It's really no difference. Whatever's cheaper, more available. Jades aren't bad. It's my preference, but people get too caught up on things like that, in my opinion. Are you going to buy an OLED monitor soon? Yeah, if it's ever, like, available for sale, which I don't think they are. Sad. Have you seen the limited colorways on the new OP1? Yeah, like the purple one. I don't care too much about that. I'm looking more forward to their wireless mice. Zero or Type 99? Me personally, I prefer the Zero. I almost said Type 99. Type 99 is really not bad. Like, I enjoy it in Fortnite. It's just, it's more controlled than I need. Like, the Zero, I love the balanced feeling of the pad. Do you like the Artisan Raiden? Yeah, but it's nothing it's not like something I keep in the main rotation. You can only actually use so many mouse pads. All the OLEDs are easily available. The Asus 1440p 480Hz is easily available. Because I watched Bad Seeds review and there was no way to buy it, so beats me. Saturn Pro Firm feels good, yeah, it's fine. Is the Aqua Control 2 still good in 2024? For the price, it's not bad. My buddy has a G Pro wireless. Would upgrading to a GPX for 60 be worth it for him? Yeah, in my opinion, it would totally be worth it. Jesus Christ, somebody fucking spamming. Is the G Pro still good today? Yes. There you go. Yes, it is. Ban this dude. Stop spamming? Yeah, see, like, people... I don't put slow mode on because I believe this stream is like a high-trust society, but people violate that trust. It's coming out next week. So these monitors, they go from easily available out next week. But yeah, I'll just believe it when I see it. Like, I have PTSD at this point with people telling me I'm going to be able to buy a new monitor. When will Lamzu ship my X Fanatic? The larger size, they said it's like gonna get to their warehouse like early to mid-September, but I think the standard size is gonna ship out sooner. High trust society, like the attendees at Boardsy Fest. Exactly. That's what we're all about. Trust. They got to be doing it as a joke. No way they think it's actually appropriate. What are you talking about? Oh, the spamming? Yeah, who knows? Especially because it's always like a basic question. Or sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's like an ultra-specific questions. All the other ones are easily available. And yeah, that's the only one I want. So I've just had this issue for like forever. A bit stuck on what to get out of the Kitsu Sora V2 and something else in the same price range. If you play Fingertip and want something kind of similar to a ULX Small, a Kitsu, the Sora V2, I don't think it's like... I think China has kind of like copied that and matched it, but there's still nothing wrong with it, aside from the lack of 8K. You recommend buying off AliExpress? I don't like it. Like, there's people who are fine, like, waiting a month for a mouse on AliExpress, like, possibly buying it from a fucking fake seller, getting their order canceled 20 times. I prefer buying things that are accessible, mice that just actually exist. So, I don't think it's terrible, but you just gotta realize, like, it's fucking cheap as hell for a reason. You should review more HE keyboards. Mice are falling behind. See, I don't know how you can say that. Like, when HE keyboards, they're just all the same. It's just completely boring. Like, with mice, at least there's different shapes. You're moving them around. It's not literally everything just using, like, the same switch, trying to be the same fucking thing. I don't know. Like, I have all of these new Hall Effect keyboards, but I just don't want to talk about them. There's nothing to say. Maybe that's a me problem. I don't think so, though. Because nobody's really... Do people review keyboards like the way I review mice? Like, just reviewing everything that drops? I don't think so. I put some keyboards on... Or, I put some core pads on my GPX too, and it feels slow and scratchy compared to my stock. With every skate you're going to put on the GPX is going to just feel slow. Like, if you put large pad-style skates on the GPX, it's just going to feel more controlled. But you might have put them on incorrectly if you didn't remove both layers of tape. But I also do fuck with the Greek name, so I hope that answers it. Wooting is just the best, so no need to. Yeah, and it's like, I'm not impressed by these keyboards that come out after years. Just products in general. If it takes you years to match the performance of something that I've just been using forever, it's not going to move me. And that's really just what my channel's all about. Things that move me. Why don't many big reviewers review mice like the BeastX / other Chinese brands? It's cringe. People should know about deals regardless of branding. I don't know. I think big review, like just general, like large tech reviewers, I just don't think they really care about mice when you can make literally 10 times more off of selling a laptop or a monitor or a fucking PC components. It's just a lot of reviewers, they get to a point where it's just like, it's a business, you know? I have Wooting 1. We are not the same. True. I don't have... Yeah, I'm trying to assemble the finest mousepad collection. I can also assemble the finest keyboard collection. I'm in South Africa. Damn. Is it... not to ignore your question, but you're asking me a question. I can ask you a question. Is it true that they still do, like, the... What is it called? Load shedding with the power? Do you guys still have power issues over there in South Africa? Yeah, shout out to South Africa. There's no good cheap mice. That's tragic. Can you, like, order things on AliExpress? Like, get things from China? Yeah, make sure. Yeah, there's still the load shedding? That's just crazy for me to imagine. If you want my American perspective that you didn't ask for. Most reviewers are not reviewers if they're being sponsored for said review. I mean, I don't know. I don't come across many reviews that are, like, I don't watch reviews if they're, like, sponsored by the company making the product. I don't think that's, like, super common. But yeah, I would say if you're in South Africa, probably just getting like a cheap budget mouse off from China is probably your best bet. Do you think Wooing is significantly better than other HE boards? Or, it's not significant. Like, it's not going to be just like you're playing a completely different game on one versus the other, but none of the others have ever, like, wowed me. So I'm just going to go back to the Wooting, you know? Does that make sense? But yeah, there's definitely better deals to be had, but that's a byproduct of the companies having years to research and develop it. So It's just, I don't know. Lots of things in the budget market that are like impressive to other people aren't to me. So it's just a mindset diff. How's your day been? Day has been amazing. I have reviewed the OGM Cloud, the Hawkeye though. I don't know what the Hawkeye is, so maybe not. But why is that old? They generally send very nice guy. I can't speak. An hour and 40 minutes into the stream. I've lost my speaking ability. I have the Finalmouse Tarek Small. Should I get the Akitsu? No. Like, unless you have significant issues. It just seems like that's like a mouse addiction. If you're addicted to mice, you just want to try everything that hits the market, sure. But there's like nothing. Like, you can look at these two mice. They're very similar. It's like, I don't know. You're not going to get the Akitsu and be like, damn, this is like so different and vastly better than the ULX. I don't know. There's a local store in my country that has ULX Lion in stock. Is there any way to know which batch it is? I mean, is it like a Phantom? If it's not Phantom or Guardian, you can just know. And anyways, those came in later batches anyway, so there's not like really. I guess there is like one kind of old batch with those. Have you checked out the Logitech Dex mouse? No, nobody has it, I don't think. But they are launching it next month, I believe, so I should get one whenever I can. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm here to speak the truth. We'll do it quick because there's probably not much time left on this stream. How do y'all have the money to support this hobby? I'm not gonna lie, as hobbies go, gaming mice are cheap. Like, that's really the truth. There's very few mice that are over $200, and just think of like any other component, just like hobbies in general. There are lots of things that are over $200. I'm enlightened. Mouse shape does not matter. I don't know how I feel about, like, it's such a big thing. Like, I don't think the Viper V3 Pro is the best shape for me, but it is the best mouse for me. So really, how much does shape matter? There's like an argument to be made. Would you recommend the OP1 Wii wireless? No. I'd recommend the OP1 8K if you're buying a mouse right now, and they should release a new wireless version at some point. Okay, there's more people spamming. This is incredible. Are you the Hippotech of mice? I wouldn't think so. I don't know. I don't really watch him. I remember he was on TikTok a while ago. What's a heavier alternative to the Finalmouse Starlight Pro? I find it too light for Valorant. I mean, which size do you have? If you want, like, if you have the large size, I'd recommend something like the Viper V3 Pro. Would you ever battery swap mice? It's not something that I do a lot, but if you do have like a Chinese mouse with a 500 milliamp hour battery, yeah, there's really no reason not to like do a battery mod, lower the weight a little bit. What's the easiest mouse to mod? Well, it's just a matter of getting like a Viper V2 Pro PCB and then 3D printing. Have you tried using a pen or a pad? No, I was thinking about, like, if things ever get really dry, I could do like a aiming on a tablet, but probably not. Hippotech just has sponsored garbage. I've noticed, like, sometimes I get reached out to by Chinese mouse company, and they ask me like what my rate is for a review. So I wonder, like, is that a thing that's just normalized in other peripheral like types? Because like that's just, people accuse it of being a thing, but like Razer, Logitech, like, they're not fucking directly putting money in reviewers' pockets, I can tell you that much. Do you know what website I could use to get the Lamzoo Champs Edition? Lamzoo's website would be a start. If it's not there, maybe like Lethal Gaming Gear, Max Gaming. If it's not there, then I'm beat. Trackball reviews? I tried one like modern trackball mouse, the Game Ball, and it fucking sucked, so probably never. Why do some cheap desk mice have an actual goated shape? I don't know. When I was in Japan, I went to some of these stores that had like tons of like ergonomic office mice, and they're actually pretty good. Did you get the Blue Saturn Pro? No. I think on this note, I'm going to end this stream. This was a fantastic stream, guys. You know, everybody, enjoy your Labor Day weekend. If you're in America, if you're not in America, that must suck. Respect your elders. God bless, etc. Skyrock's V8 thoughts. I don't have it. I don't know what you could expect me to think. But yeah, that's gonna be all. Peace out, everybody.